I wish we had chairs for everybody, but it's nice to see such a big crowd here today. I'm Ambassador Brenda Johnson. I served here from 2005 to 2009. Ambassador Bridgewater, who has now become the U.S. Ambassador to Jamaica, sends her regrets. She's in Mexico at a meeting, returning late today. I'm very happy to have the High Commissioner here today, Howard Drake, because we really actually are so thrilled to have this kind of synergistic coming together of so many communities, the communities of the United States, the communities of the United Kingdom, the communities of Jamaica. Those of you who may not know how long this project has been in His Royal Highness Prince Charles's thinking. He came here in 2000. He came to Rosetown. He said, I have to do something about this. And now we're in 2012, and finally we have a reality of this new office and all the wonderful plans that Paul and so many people are putting together. It's really going to be very exciting, and we hope that you will all become, citizens of Rosetown in spirit, because when His Royal Highness's group came to my embassy here in Kingston in 2006, basically what was done was a charrette by a very famous architect, a friend of His Royal Highness named Andres Duani. So I thought, well, we have to get this drawing made into a reality. I called my dear friend Michelle Rollins and another very good friend, Ambassador Mary Orsman, who was the ambassador to Barbados, and I said, we have to put together a group and get this going. Michelle said, oh, I only do things in Montego Bay. And I said, well, we'll have to change that. And Mary Orsman said, but I'm the ambassador to Barbados, and I love His Royal Highness, but I want to do something in Barbados. And I said, well, that won't work, because His Royal Highness wants to do the Rosetown, Jamaica project. So the three of us are blondes, and we became the Charlie's Angels, which we say behind His Royal Highness's back. We put together the initial seed money, and it's been ongoing. I just want to make a special thank you to my good friend Michelle, because it's one thing to have people donate money. It's another thing to have people create a sustainable way to earn a living, and that's what Michelle is doing. I was just in Washington, D.C. yesterday, by the way, having lunch with Laura and George Bush, my former boss. And it was mentioned, by the way, Michelle's Potters and Craft program. I don't know how it came up, but see, she's world famous. And they said we had just seen, what was it on the
National Cathedral?
The National Cathedral, where she had the example of all the crafts for sale. Somebody came up to me and said, I met Michelle at the exhibit, I bought a bowl, and I mean, it was very exciting to see that we've gone from here to the National Cathedral to, I believe, if I'm allowed to say it, His Royal Highness has commissioned presents to be, I'm sure you'll talk about 30 bowls to be given as gifts. So it's really on a roll. I mean, it's very exciting. And I know you're going to hear many different stories, but it's very important to keep this project going and make sure that it happens. And one little aside, I don't know how many of you have heard, there's been a biography written in honor of the Queen's Jubilee called Elizabeth the Queen by a very famous American author, Sally Bedell Smith. I saw Sally in Washington and she said, I have my new book. And I said, really, what is it going to be? It's going to be HRH, the future king. And it's all going to be about His Royal Highness Prince Charles. And she said, and I want the Rosetown project to be a very important part of the book because not enough people know about it. So, enough said. There's an expression called, you come a long way, baby. And that's us.
Okay.